For the cartels, however, illegal immigration is a booming industry, and a bloody one at that. They are not just smuggling narcotics across the border. With tonight's Crime and Punishment Report, here's CNN's Michael Ware.
This is a tale of kidnap, imprisonment, and worse, much worse. It's the story of those who fall prey to Mexico's drug cartels because of their hope to come to America.
Como no me dejaron libre, usaron de mí.
I cannot tell you her name nor anyone else's in this story, nor can I show you their faces or tell you where I met them, because if I did, they say, they would almost certainly be killed. That's because the violent drug cartels have a new and lucrative business. Think of it as a hostile takeover, the people smuggling business.
Teníamos mucho miedo porque esos hombres son muy malos, no se tientan el alma para matar a un inmigrante, porque para ellos no valemos nada a nosotros.
This woman fled the poverty of her hometown, the 7th of 12 children. As hundreds do every week in Central America, she headed north to Mexico, bound for the US, only to be seized by one of the most brutal cartels in the business, Los Zetas.
Llegando a Tecnosique, pues agarramos el tren. Llegando a Cuatza, se atravesaron varias camionetas por una organización llamada Los Zetas. Nos secuestraron y nos llevaron a un punto.
The cartel ransomed them off for whatever they could get, selling them back to families who barely could pay.
They control all the route. They have the infrastructure. They have the money. They have the people. They have the guns. They have everything right now to control everything.
This man is one of few working with the cartel's victims. He tells us the cartel's new business, human trafficking, is flourishing.
Yes, this is not only a drugs issue. It's getting money. Where come from the money? They don't care.
And some of the money is used for bribery. When the car carrying the young woman in our story arrived at an immigration police checkpoint, she hoped her ordeal with the cartel was over. But she says the immigration officials were in on it.
Yo dije, pues gracias a Dios algo va a pasar. Y se le acercó una de migración y le dijo él, soy de la organización no sé qué. Y le hizo unas muecas y le dijo, pasa.
This is another woman who was held by a cartel. Her family was unable to pay a ransom. So for 4 months, she was forced to work, cooking for the other hostages and the cartel kidnappers themselves.
En lo que estoy en la misma casa de seguridad, me doy cuenta de muchas cosas de ellos. Porque como siendo la cocinera, ellos me dicen de que les tengo que servir cuando ellos llegan. Entonces tengo que atenderles, llevarles sus cervezas, llevarles sus comidas cuando ellos están en las reuniones.
She says she was also ordered to take food to prisoners shackled in makeshift torture chambers and to wash the clothes of her cartel jailers.
Porque yo les lavo la ropa a ellos y siempre está ensangrentada, pero no me daba cuenta por qué, hasta una vez que sí me entero que ellos, a los que tienen esposados y amarrados, los hacen pedacitos, los queman para que no haya ni una sola evidencia de eso.
The men chopped into pieces, she says, were hostages who could not pay, or more often, they were the men they called coyotes, the Mexicans who specialize in smuggling people across the US border. The cartels literally butchering their competition. And anything that makes cartels like Los Zetas stronger is a threat to America, particularly when it offers a new means of importing more drugs.
The Zetas are a prime example of an organization that has, from a traditional perspective, looked into other areas of making money, specifically with the alien smuggling situation. It's a means of introducing drugs into the United States.
And that means only one thing: many more horror stories to come.
Michael Ware joins us now live from Guadalajara. And Michael, the women in your piece, do we know what will happen next to them?
The short answer to that, John, is no. They don't know what will become of them. The people caring for them don't know what will become of them. They're caught in a limbo, John. They can't move forward to the United States. They can't move backwards to their impoverished families. They are literally caught in the middle. So we're going to have to monitor their fate and see what becomes of them, because they are very much a barometer of the human tragedy that is now about to unfold for those who are trying to get to the United States through Mexico, John.
And these cartels, Michael, first drug smuggling, now human trafficking. Is there any business that they won't get into as long as there's money to be made?
Absolutely not. One would imagine, as the DEA tells us, that the cartels are under pressure from the Mexican government's military operations, from interdiction by US forces at the border, so they're looking for other revenue streams. However, other people will tell you that in hard economic times, like any good company following any decent business model, the cartels are diversifying their business interests. So from here on in, it's virtually fair game for any illicit and sometimes legal businesses that are operating in areas controlled by the cartels. Well, soon it'll be the taxis, the hotels, and goodness knows what next, John.
Well, so far, though, not exactly a decent business model. Michael Ware for us in Guadalajara. Michael, thanks so much.